for this witness.
Now, honorable senators, we shall move to questions and clarifications directed either to the witness or to the parties. Senator Eddie Okech.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. One is a question to the witness.
Yes, sir.
And then one is a clarification from the council. So I'll start with the council. Council, do you feel from what the council, from the assembly side, as indicated here, that what you did was tantamount to putting a question before the assembly? And from the act of what you did in the assembly, was that almost equal to putting a question in the assembly? And then number two is to the witness.
Yes, sir.
Other than this issue of electronic voting, which we have got other avenues to be able to, confirm, because the speaker had ruled that we'll have an expert. You followed the proceedings in the assembly, in your assembly, and you have also followed the proceedings in this assembly. There are issues that have emerged. Do you feel that those issues, including allegations that you have seen about the misuse of funds, some of the projects that are not done well by the governor, do you feel that those issues are a threshold for impeaching the governor as a member of the county assembly? Do you feel that those issues are, because you haven't responded to any of those issues. I know you're not asked, but because you followed the proceedings then, and you followed the proceedings in this Senate, do you feel that there are issues that warrant the impeachment of the governor?
Thank you.
Senator Mungatana.
I just wanted the council maybe to clarify to us, when that video was being played, the video where 18 people stood up, 18 honorable members of the county assembly stood up, was it before or after the motion on impeachment was passed? Because I want it to be clear to us, if the threshold, there are 47 MCAs, the threshold for 2/3 would be 32. If 18 members stood and said they abstained, it means there were only 29 people who could have voted. So by implication, does it mean that the county assembly processed a motion that had 29 people here, and even then the speaker knew because 18 people stood? I want that clarified so that I'm clear in my mind whether even the speaker knew that 18 people did not vote. Therefore, they were processing the wrong motion to the House. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Enoch.
Mr. Speaker, my question is to Councillor Mutuma. And Councillor Mutuma has been here many times. He is not new to impeachment processes or the goings on in houses of parliament. The only way that the outcome of a vote is known to members is through the declaration of the speaker. If all of us vote and the speaker does not declare the vote, there is no way we can determine the outcome of that vote. My question is, why was it so difficult for the Speaker of the County Assembly to declare the outcome of the voice vote? Whichever way. We've seen speakers, and not this one, we've seen speakers when what Mheshimiwa Kamodo called kura ya makelele, people are so loud, and the speaker rules the other way, and that's the ruling of the speaker. Why was it difficult to declare the outcome of the voice vote? I thank you.
Senator Cheranke.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to take the witness to, for clarity, Volume 1 on Governance, page 261, paragraph 2. You have given us the digits except the 3. So it means you are not sure. Are you the one who swore this affidavit? And therefore you want us to believe, number 1. Number 2, as your counsel inform you the consequences of lying under oath, both legally and traditionally, as a Kipsigis person. Number 3, are you aware of data protection, that it is criminal and illegal? So are you ready to be arrested after this? Number 4, to Senior Counsel Katwa Kigen. Were you taking over the proceedings by requesting for question? And on the issue of Katwa, through the speaker, you said you are aware that there will be electronic voting. Who made you aware? And to the witness, you said that the council of the governor directed you to protest. How did you do that? I thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield.
Senator Chute.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My question will go to the witness, and I'm really wondering, and I want the witness to tell this Honorable House, if 18 of you have voted that day, would the governor stand impeached today? Thank you.
Senator Tabitha Mutenda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My first question goes to the council. I would like to know how many, Kigen, how many MCAs were present in the chamber during that day of impeachment? To Honorable Kibet, you've indicated that your colleague, Honorable Rogoni, you've been colleagues and you've been friends. Have you ever before recorded any of the conversations that you've had with Honorable Rogoni? And by look of the date of the impeachment, the date was on 15th. But after 8 days is when you decided to go to DCI to record a statement. Why did you have to wait for 1 full week? Were you trying to gather some other evidence so that you can be able to have evidence at this DCI? Lastly, in this chamber, if you'll be able to have access to our desk, we have 3 options of voting: yes, no, and abstain. Standing is not an option for making or casting your vote. Why did you have so much energy to stand up and not concentrate on dialing the correct digit, either yes or no or abstain, so that today you could be able to indicate that this is what you pressed? You've been doing legislation, so you know how to use these gadgets, you know how to do the voting. Why was it so difficult on that day to vote simply yes, no, or abstain? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Lominen.
Thank you, Chair. I want to ask the witness, do you know the meaning, do you understand the word abstain? What does it mean? Abstain.
It's okay. He's going to respond, Senator.
Okay. the other one, Chair, to the council, Kigen. If you know the outcome of the motion did not satisfy, why did the 18 members go to the DCIO instead of going to the court for maybe to seek conservatory orders. Does the DCIO give you conservatory orders?
Senator Akio Omtata.
Mine is a simple one, because from the look of things, especially from the cross-examination, this case is turning on the meaning of words. And you said a word here that some of the things we are being told have different meanings in mother tongue. And I saw the Council for the County Assembly pressing you on specifics of English words. Even I can see my brother here asking whether you understand what abstain means. Are you in any way informing us that some of the information we are consuming may totally mean something different within the context that was being discussed, especially the video that has been played here, so that we get an independent interpreter to let us understand what was being said? Because I don't speak the great language of the Kalenjin. So, but I got concerned about that, because it looks like we are trying to turn this case on the meaning of words, and I would learn to maybe be guided by you which specific areas of what we have seen does not communicate what is being indicated in English. Thank you.
Senator Mundegi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question to the MCA, the time of communication, when you was communicating with the other your friend or a certain friends, the voice that he was using like drunken man, and you are sure you was sober. Where was you? Was communicating with him the day or night? And I know, because he is your friend, the time he was communicating, he was saying about Rwanda, also about bribing about 200,000. I'm sure you know where he was and where he was. So it is good to tell us where you was. Thank you.
Senator Boni. Senator Murgo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My question goes to the MCA or witness. It seems like this whole group was filled with fear of manipulation and rigging of the vote, or using this strange machine that they are not used to. Where did they get the information that there is going to be a rigging such that rigging fills their minds rather than even seeking to know how to vote? Was there a prior information that somebody spread that there was a plan to rig?
Senator Professor Tom Ojenda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question to the witness is born out of the affidavit appearing from page 113 to 116. To the witness, please clarify whether in your view, and this I'm sure the advocate will also respond to, an affidavit can be sworn by numerous persons to conform to the last paragraph of belief, conviction, good faith, and that all these members who swear, these deponents, can swear one affidavit on all issues and agree on all issues. Number two, and this is perhaps part of what the previous senators may have asked, whether all these people who have sworn these affidavits, the members, were at the time of voting at the same place, together, in the same state of mind, voting and understanding and having a similar understanding of the electronic voting system, whether they knew they were voting in a similar manner, driven by the same objectives. I need us to address those technical issues because they're important. Senator Chergey asked about false affidavits and the implications. Is there a possibility that this affidavit would therefore be legally and procedural?
Senator Kamar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have just one simple question to the witness. He says he clearly did not want to vote against the governor. Why didn't you vote a strong no?
Senator Boni.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Keegan has been in this Senate before over similar proceedings, and knowing his good name and reputation, he's going to come again and again. Katwa, Parliament, the way Parliament works, even the Speaker has no idea how many members, if he was to ask them to stand, have stood. He then asks the Sergeant at Arms to confirm how many members are standing. Having taken over the power of the Speaker in Kericho illegally, how did you know that 18 MCAs were standing? Something which is clearly against the standing orders, and you want us to make a decision on impeachment based on that either misconduct or misunderstanding. Is it not, Kanzo Kigwa, the case of garbage in, garbage out? You want the Senate to be known for being an institution that uses garbage to produce garbage decisions? My second issue is on the witness. Paul B., when he stood in that video and shouted, "I abstain," we agree. But that only obtains during division on manual voting. That's when you stand and shout one way or the other. So how do you want that shouting to count during electronic voting, where the voting is not by shouting the way Paul B. was shouting?
Witness, you may now proceed to respond to those concerns.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I will start responding from what Senator Okech Eddie have asked me about why I didn't want to vote yes to impeach the governor on the allegations or the lead grounds. I contributed in the floor of the House and we dispensed. I personally negated the impeachment motion on one ground, that Honorable Rogony, the mover of the motion, spoke lie on my word, on something I knew. And that's why I said all these other things will be negated because you have said something I personally knew. Number two, we discussed about these things. I'm lucky to have been a member to the FLOCA committee formed. I'm a member of environment, so it was a joint committee between environment and water. And we visited all the projects initiated by FLOCA. And before the motion or the report on FLOCA and FCDP was tabled before the floor of the House, the impeachment motion was already brought, a notice of motion was already brought containing the allegations in the FLOCA report and FCDB report, which has not yet been tabled in the floor of the House, and it's captured in the motion. So I personally saw some kind of malicious being in that assembly, just like I said before. I knew the operations of that assembly. So I understood that the vote was predetermined and the system was even preset. So I hope Eddie, my good friend, I have answered. My mentor, sorry. Honorable Danson Mungatana asked a question, but the question was directed to council. But Mr. Speaker, you can allow me to touch on this, saying on the chronology of events and what has happened before in our assembly. Way back, and all the members knew about this thing. It has happened before, so we know. And you can allow me to say this, and it will explain much of these questions I'm going to answer. When we were elected and came to the assembly, there were election of the leadership position, majority leader, chief whip, and we had wrangles. We were appearing on television almost every now and then because of poor leadership in the House. In fact, it reached a point where we came to the Arambe House, the office of the Deputy President, to discuss about the numbers, since the Speaker announced that the majority leader, Honorable Paul Chirchir Tarimbo, is elected by anonymous. And the members who elected Tarimbo were 7 out of 43. So we were at 6 who never elected. We came, and I'm lucky that Honorable Veronica Maina is seated here in this house. She was the presiding officer doing the 8 count to confirm whether that vote was true or wrong. So we know our assembly. Later on November last year, Deputy Speaker was impeached in the floor of the House with less than 30 members, 29 members. So we understand the dynamics in that House. So we know the history. So that's why we opted never to press any button, so that we build our case, so that you, the upper house, the house we respect so much, could help us determine this case. Honorable Chirargei, my neighbor, I'm a Kipsigis, and I've seen Omtata is a Catholic by faith. I'm a staunch Catholic believer, and I don't speak lies. I'm a secretary in my church. My local church must be the Catholic Church. And I'm a strong believer, so I don't lie. So when I took the oath, in fact, I was afraid when some honorable members here, or the witnesses here, speak lies without blinking their eyes. Then I was wondering, if this is if a person can stand here taking an oath and continuing even to say that I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, of which I was confirming now, then if the Senate could forgive that person, even if the voters could forgive that person, if the people in the public could forgive that person, isn't that a blasphemy? So I personally, I don't want to speak lies. I'm speaking the truth, and that's why I know. So, Honorable Chirargei, for avoidance of doubt, I'm speaking the truth. To Tapita, I hope I've answered your question, because we never voted. If now that we never touched, in fact, if the whole clip can be shown there, it can show that I personally, I had no phone. In fact, I was raising my hands for avoidance of doubt. If they can play there, I was raising my hands. But again, my vote was captured that I voted yes. So it fits logic. Suppose now I had gone to the gadget and pressed yes on already manipulated votes. I don't know. So we intentionally avoided, because we understand the malice, we understood the malice in the House. Senator to Senator, okay, I'm sorry, I forgotten the name, saying that we signed an affidavit, numerous persons to sign an affidavit is in order. I think this is the second time I'm signing an affidavit with more than one person. We have an affidavit of land case issues, and we were signing more than 4 family members. So I don't know whether this is illegal when it comes to the impeachment of governor, or is it because that one I signed, and we signed as a team. So this one, we had a common cause, and the common cause is the introduction of new voting machine through new voting through electronic voting. Sorry. Muku Richa said it's like you were prepared, you were filled with fear. In our county assembly, we have people who are active on social media. And when they post anything, we don't take it for granted. And you can allow me to say this. Somebody once said that when a blind person, okay, and I'm sorry, when a blind person tells you that he is going to throw a stone to you, don't ignore. Because she or he will not get time to look for the stone. He must be stepping on the stone. Now, when the members, Tarimbo, I think, Paul Chirchir, said in the floor of the House that out of the 18 members who were in the governor's camp are going to vote yes to this impeachment. Then we knew these are cooked results, it's already rigged. In fact, he has a determination even before he started voting. So we know our house. So there are people who gives us information in that house even before it's brought to the floor of the house. I don't know if there is a question. Yeah, pardon?
Proceed, witness. You're done?
Okay. Day
honorable senators, don't engage the witness directly. If your issue has not been addressed, you capture the attention of the chair.
Okay.
Witness, if you're done, you can yield
that
so that we make progress.
Okay, thank you. Day, we were 47 members in the House, all of us. But 18 of us never voted.
Laura, I'll take 2, Senator Christo Lasige.
Oh yes, sorry. With your permission. And your
just hold on, take these ones. You will add to whatever you want to say.
Thank you.
Who is that engaging the witness directly? Honorable senators, you know the rules here. You may proceed, Senator Sig.
Thank you very much, Speaker. My question is to the witness. The sitting in question here today is on the 15th of the month. I want to know from the witness, since the 15th, have the County Assembly sat for any other sittings, any other sessions? And part B of that is, have there been any votes taken if there have been any other sessions after the 15th? Chair, the reason I ask is because if the answer is yes, then are we to believe that all of the preceding sittings and votings that have happened through this electronic voting system should even be put into focus as something to be reviewed? Because if they are manipulatable on the 15th, then they're still manipulatable thereafter. And therefore, should we believe as the Senate, is it your evidence that it is manipulatable on the 15th, and therefore everything after that should also be reviewed as manipulatable or as preset or as predetermined, as you put it in your words? Thank you.
Senator Beatrice Ogola.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Back to this same issue of not voting. Honorable Member, you are a representative of the people.
Yes.
and you oversight on their behalf, why would you, as a representative of your people, not take a position on a topical issue that affects them? And after this, are you still comfortable representing them?
Senator Veronica.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And just for clarity, because I was mentioned, but not in bad light, the incidents of reconciliation of the county happened long before these proceedings. Honorable Speaker, I want to know from the witness how the impeachment proceedings ended. Was there any commotion? Because there is a trending video on social media showing a lady, maybe an honorable MCA woman representative, who was floored down. She's in a navy blue dress. Did it end in commotion or it ended peacefully, the impeachment and the voting process?
Senator Olekina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my question to the MCA is very simple. You sit in the Kericho County Assembly and you approve budgets. I wonder how much was spent in purchasing the electronic voting system, if indeed it was introduced there by the Speaker. I'm sure I was scanning through the ICT report and I see that it was procured and it is hosted out of the country. Simply by getting the .co.ke domain, there is money which has to be spent.
Yes.
So how much was spent to be able to purchase that electronic voting system? Thank you.
Senator Wambo.
Mr. Speaker, I want to request the witness to look me straight in the eyes. They call me bishop in this house, and I've heard you say that you are a staunch Catholic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you brought the name of God here.
Yes.
In the name of God and in the name of the people of this country, did you vote or did you not vote?
Yes, thank you.
Senator Abbas.
Honorable Speaker, to the witness, one thing I want to ask is, of the 18 members that did not vote, and you all abstained, what has forced you to abstain, all of you? Were you in the assembly? So why, how comes that you have not, any of you have not said nay? Were you obstructed to vote, to say nay or yes? Have you been obstructed? Was there any obstruction to refuse you to vote? Were you forced not to vote? No. So why did you abstain, all of you? And if you abstain, according to the records that we have here of the voting results, that 3 members all voted who were there voted yes. It does not show abstain or nays. So can you justify why the records are only showing that 3 voted and they all voted yes? You were in the chamber, you did not abstain, you did not say nay. So what was the problem? Can you tell the House, the Senate?
Witness, proceed to respond. You have 5 minutes to do that.
Okay. Okay, responding to Honorable Nsike, there were no votes after the closure of the voting time as per the standing orders. Okay, let me respond to the question by Honorable Kola, asking me whether I'm comfortable working as a representative of the people. Yes, 100%. I personally, I will not have voted for the impeachment of governor because I wanted our people to get the services. In that county assembly, we have never had an opportunity to work for the people. Every other time, wrangles. Every other time, fights. So this is the time, and in fact, this is the time when the first quarter of the financial year, where we are rolling out works. And in my budget, I had allocated money to through when we were doing budget, for our people to get water, for our people to get services. Unfortunately, when impeachment comes like this, it affects and derails the functions of the governor. So I personally, as a representative, and I wanted to make it clear here in the floor of the House, that the powers we were given is to work for the people. And if at all there will be amendment to the Constitution, I would wish that the section of impeachment will be scrapped from the county assemblies, because it is becoming a blackmail for honorable members that if you are not going to give us this, we are going to impeach you. So I personally am so passionate with my work. I want the work to be done to our people. Honorable Veronica Maina explained so much about the video which is going viral now, and I wish even we would have time, I know it will be shared. It's showing Honorable Edna, whom we signed the affidavit together, trying to get the answer from honorable member, because we knew that if they took the answer, they will manipulate and do their own things. So that's Honorable Edna, whom we signed the affidavit together. So we ended, in fact, some people were hospitalized, like Honorable Proga, after the commotion. My good senator asked me about how much was spent in procuring the system. In fact, that's the question we are asking. We have never had the opportunity to even question the operations of that county assembly. They procure things, they do things. We have asked, we have written submissions asking them to give us reports, not at all. So that's, in fact, that's the question we are asking. And Honorable Wambua asked me if I ever or never voted as a staunch Catholic believer who don't speak lies. I never voted. I never voted. And Abbas, the question I had already answered, that we never believe in the system that was introduced before the floor of the House. And it was, of course, my democratic right to abstain, because I knew it will be captured in the abstained column. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So we're done with this witness? Yes, which was? Yes, Senator Crystal Asige.
Thank you. Chair, I'm rising and I appreciate the opportunity to do so because my question was not answered. And I want to can I
restate it?
Thank you very much. Sometimes I think I should speak a bit slower and a bit more dramatized so that I can be heard correctly. My question is as follows.
Honorable Crystal Asige.
Yes.
Whichever way you choose, as long as you remain within our standing orders.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, my question to the witness was as follows. It was a three-part question. A, since the 15th of the month where this sitting in question was held, have there been any other sittings in the County Assembly of Kericho? Part B, if yes, have there been any votes taken in the County Assembly of Kericho using this electronic voting system whereby members have used this electronic voting system? And part C was, if the answer to those questions are yes, then why have you trusted the system post the 15th of the month when you have said in your evidence, Speaker, that this system is manipulatable, it can be predetermined and preset? Why then, if yes, have you decided to use the system? Thank you.
Senator Hamida.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Please give her the mic.
I was wondering, did you personally take a head count on the MCAs present? And if so, I realize that additionally standing orders provide that any errors that can be raised by any member, and upon verification, the speaker can cause another vote to be taken. So my question is, did you take that route?
Senator Olekina? Or you had asked? Senator Seki Lenku, please take out Olekina's number from the dashboard.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Witness, Honorable MCA. After you have, the decision has been arrived to vote electronically. And there was a yes and no abstention electronically. Why did you decide to opt to vote physically by abstaining on your own choice, your own choice? Otherwise, it was not a choice that has been arrived in the assembly. Why did you opt to go that direction?
Senator Sisi Okenyuri. The questions asked, and then he's going to answer all of them together so that we can save on time. Senator Sisi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My clarification would be just to understand what the intention of the member of County Assembly was when he called the alleged drunk Adventist colleague. What was his intention in doing that? Did he have something he knew? Is he aware of the data protection we have in this country, Madam Speaker? Thank you.
Senator Lelegwe.
Honorable Kibet, you've just told the Senate that you've signed an affidavit as a group. But yesterday, when Martin took that stand, he said that he signed an affidavit individually and walked away. So, which is which? Secondly, what's your general view or the general conduct of the Kericho County Assembly Speaker, given your allegations that he has removed his Deputy Speaker, the Deputy Speaker of Kericho County Assembly, and procedurally? Do you wish the Speaker to be brought and put on oath?
Senator Mwaruma Jones.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Mheshimiwa, you recorded one of your colleagues. What I would want to know is if you sought his consent. Because then if you want to record somebody in an interview, then there must be an informed consent. Informed consent to mean that a written consent. Did you have that informed consent, and do you still wish, if that video or record or that audio recording is here and procedurally, do you still wish to use it as part of evidence, knowing that you had committed an illegality by recording somebody without consent? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Derito John.
Asante, Speaker. Ningependa kumuuliza mheshimiwa swali. Kwanza kabisa nataka kukuamini kwa sababu wewe ni Mkatoliki. Pili, kwa nini nyinyi waheshimiwa 18 hamkupiga kura ya kukataa? Hatungekuwa tumefika hiki kiwango, kwa sababu wewe kama Mkatoliki unajua sheria ambazo zinatumika katika kanisa, vile vile sheria ambazo na kanuni za kudumu za gatuzi la bunge lenu mngelifuata, hatungekuwa hapa. Kwa sababu sasa wale 18 wangelipiga kura kusema la, hawaungi mkono huo mswada, hatungekuwa tumefika hapa. Lakini wewe wewe sasa mnafanya hii kazi iwe ngumu, sisi kuja hapa kung'amua nani hakupiga kura, nani alipiga kura. Nyinyi mngelifuata sheria, hatungelikuwa hapa. Kwa hivyo kwangu mimi ninakuamini ndio kama Mkatoliki, lakini kuangalia kwa macho naona kama kanisa kufuata taratibu za kanisa unafuata vizuri wakati wa kupokea, wakati unafuata. Vile vile unapaswa kufuata sheria na taratibu za bunge wakati unapiga kura. Nashukuru.
Senator Beth, and we close this session with Senator Wakoli. Had you asked another question before? We will close the session with Senator Wakoli.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Actually, I had two questions, and partly they have been raised by some of my colleagues. However, I wanted to ask the witness, you indicated that when the Speaker called for the nays and the ayes, it indicated that the nays added. Did you raise any objection after that when he ruled that you are supposed to vote electronically? Secondly, it's about the 18 of you who did not vote. How would we get any record? Because you did not abstain, you did not vote no or yes. How would we have any record to know those if you did not vote and what you are saying is true? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Wakoli.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika, na shahidi ambaye yuko kizimbani. Mheshimiwa Spika, nataraji unajua vita dhidi ya ufisadi umetia kasi sasa. Tukichunguza na tupate kwamba mlikula mlungula na kwamba umechukua nafasi ya popo ambaye si ndege si mnyama, uko tayari kubeba msalaba wako, kwa sababu hatutaruhusu kumsulubisha Kristo na tumwache Barnaba. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
Senator Mudigi, what did you want to restate? Because you had already asked the question.
Bwana Spika, swali langu, Madam Speaker, swali langu alikuwa limejibiwa, na ndio nataka nimuulize tena aweze kujibu na ndio ile inafaa, kwa sababu ni swali la muhimu.
Can you please proceed to ask very briefly?
Bi Speaker, swali langu kwa mheshimiwa, tumeona video ikizungumza pale na iliongewa kama hamjaenda kupiga kura. Tulikuwa nataka kujua wakati mlikuwa nazungumza, kwa sababu ule mzungumzaji alikuwa naongea mambo ya shilingi 200,000 na pia hapo akasema mambo ya kwenda Rwanda. Seneti hii inataka kujua mlikuwa naongea usiku ama mlikuwa naongea mchana, na pia wakati mlikuwa nazungumza alikuwa naongea kama mlevi, na wewe unasema ni Mkatoliki. Ulikuwa upande gani? Kwa sababu nyinyi mlikuwa anjuani, ni vile tu mlikunja mkatofautiana wakati wa siasa. Hiyo ndio swali langu, Bi Speaker.
Senator Murango, have you abandoned your question? It will be...
Asante sana Mr. Speaker. Swali langu ni moja, kwa sababu tungetaka tujue, kwa sababu kama wewe ndio ulinakili mawasiliano ambayo yamechezwa katika bunge hili la Seneti, na kama wewe ndio ulinakili ile mawasiliano ambayo ulikuwa unapigiwa na mwenzako, ni vizuri pia kuelezea kama ni tabia yako kurekondi watu kila wakati unapigiwa simu, na kama sio, ni nini ilikufanya siku hiyo iwe tu ilikuwa siku speciali, ama ni sandifa gani ilikufanya siku hiyo ulipopigiwa simu na mwenzako uweze kunakili, ili tujue kama ulikuwa na mpango kabla ama ni banda ya gavana kung'atuliwa. Asante sana Mr. Speaker.
Witness, I will give you a chance, maybe 5 minutes to respond to all those queries, because some have been repeated. So give direct answers so that we can move on after 5 minutes.
The question from Mwaruma, Senator Mwaruma. I personally thought I never sought his consent because if I could have taken that chance or permission, he could not have given me the information he gave me, and that's why I could not be here today. So I never sought his permission or consent. But I've obtained certificate of electronic evidence it's attached in governor's volume, and page 261, 262. Kinyua, thank you so much for the trust you have in me, Senator Kinyua. Being a Catholic believer, we were allowed to vote. But just like I said before, we knew the mischief in that system. So we avoided, because as I had explained earlier, if I personally, I never voted, but still my vote is counted in the list of those people who voted. What could have happened if I could have pressed the button, whether to abstain, whether to vote no? It could have been a different story. And I could not have had the opportunity to explain myself to the public, to the senators, and to the people out there who are believing on our story. Honorable Pate, Senator Pate, Speaker never declared that nays or ayes have it. So, but as a proof, we have the affidavits, we have the videos, and we have the proof that even if we could be allowed to come to this floor of the House, the 18 of us, the 17 of us, because Edna, I don't know, she took her mother to hospital, so she is not around. But if 17 of us could be allowed to come here, so that what Honorable the Speaker, Madam Speaker, the other time he did an 8 count. You can do still the 8 count here to confirm that we are 17 who never voted. That's a proof, and a live proof. Wafula, Honorable Wafula, talk about corruption and whether I know of the repercussions of corruption. Definitely, I would not have taken any bribe if I could have. If I'm a person of bribes or corruption, I could have accepted the offers of Honorable Rogoy. And for your information, for the last 1 year since the impeachment of the governor, I was removed from jail finance. I have no responsibilities, but I'm surviving with my own businesses, and I'm lucky that my wife is working here in Nairobi, so at least she can provide for the family. We were taken denied all those rights, so we don't get privilege allowance. So if I was to take the bribe, it was this time I could have alluded to the fact that Rogoy gave me the offers, and I could have got into the trap. So I don't take the bribe. Mundiki, you repeated your question. And in the clip, when it was being played, I said clearly that I'm in my house with my children. So past 9 p.m., I'm watching news with my children. I'm relaxing at home. So I don't know. He himself confirmed in the clip, in the recording, that he was drunk. I even didn't know that he was drunk, but he said. Murango James, Honorable Murango James, he asked me if it's an habit for me to record. No, not at all. It was just a suspicion. I predicted something because it was the mover of the motion, and I was on the other hand opposing the motion. So what are you discussing at that time? Just immediately after the motion. So I was suspecting something could have been happening. Yes, I'm done.
Senator Delegwe, what's your intervention?
Speaker, the witness has not responded to my two questions.
Oh, sorry, I have another sheet. I'm really sorry.
Can
Even for
you
another one speaking.
proceed and respond to Senator Delegwe's question?
Delegwe asked me about the affidavits. That Honorable, the first witness, Honorable Martin Chiriot, said that he signed and left the office for other member to come and sign. We have two affidavits here. We have an affidavit of 18 members deponents, and we all signed. But the individual affidavit where we were registering with the DCI on the allegations that we never voted, it was each of us individually. So we have two affidavits. You asked me again about the general conduct of the speaker. I would not have wished to say here because he has no right of reply, but to be blank and to say it as it is. And that's why I was suggesting that if at all you could have the opportunity to remove this motion of impeachment from MCAs or from the county assemblies, I will suggest so. And if that could be had, I will suggest that you remove the deputy governor and the governor as a whole, not the deputy governor on a different, not remove the governor and leave behind the deputy governor. So if we are going to remove, we remove the office of the governor as a whole, because these people are malicious. In fact, the deputy governor is praying that the governor will die so that they can take the position. So if, so we need to pray. Secondly, you know there is that order.
We hope not.
Okay, let's pray so.
There is no such prayer.
Number 3, if at all the deputy governor could take the position, I will suggest that even if the deputy governor could be impeached, the deputy speaker could not be given an opportunity, not the deputy, the speaker could not be given an opportunity to run the government. Because the speaker himself, in so many occasions, even in his Facebook page, he's saying he's a man on mission and he wants to be the governor of this great county of Kericho. So he's a man on mission. He wants to finish Dr. Eric Mutai, then he comes to for Fred again. Because in the clip, you could hear, we will impeach the deputy governor. That's Engineer Fred Grui. In Kalenjin, he said, okay, he said we will remove Engineer Fred. So he's a man on mission. So that's the general conduct of the speaker. If I could be asked to provide the details, I'll do so. Yes.
Thank you, witness. I hope you're done. And we want to discharge you now so that we can proceed on to the next. Do you? Can you give counsel the mic, please?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. One question for me from Senator Wambua. I have confirmed from the video that there seems to be no declaration of that specific question, but I'm yet to confirm from the hazard. So if you could kindly allow me to peruse through the thousands of pages. Once I get that specific capture, I will let you know. Thank you.
Thank you. So the witness is discharged.
Mr. Speaker, sir, Mr. Speaker, Madam, I was also asked a couple of questions.
Yes,
and thank you, Madam Speaker. The first one is the propriety of my having asked the 18 MCAs to stand. It was a very direct invite by both the Speaker and an MCA, I think, called Tarimbo, asking me to substantiate my contention that there were 18 MCAs in support of the governor and in opposition of the motion. I was very directly invited to substantiate that, and that was the only way I could substantiate, by identifying the 18 of them. The other question I was asked is why I took up the complaint about the use of electronic voting even before the MCAs had discussed it. And my answer is that, number one, I had been informed by my client that there was a scheme that had been hatched to use electronic voting, and that the system had been in the process of being set up in the assembly the night before the date of the voting. And indeed, the MCAs discussed that. The MCAs who are opposed to the impeachment were saying we do not want to use electronic voting. The MCAs who were supporting the impeachment were saying we will use electronic voting. The Speaker himself was saying, I don't know whether there's a system and whether we'll use electronic voting. Then the last minute towards the voting is when now the electronic voting was being rolled out. Of course, if you were to ask me, the Speaker was pretending that he doesn't know when he had already set it up. The last question I was asked was, why did we go to DCI rather than go to court for conservatory orders? It was an informed choice because we understand the issue is whether or not there was impersonation in the process of voting, and we wanted the DCI to use their department responsible for cyber crimes to determine that issue. We also came from the position that, as a general proposition, the Senate